Hello everyone, welcome to Roman Just Codes. I'm Roman. This is live coding after hours, where I'm going to be developing Angular PWAs. This is season 1, episode 7. I'm glad you guys joined, and I hope you guys learned a lot. In this season 1, episode 7, I'm going to be continuing on the PWA that I started, several episodes ago, which is called Toursy. This is an Angular PWA that I'm porting over from a native Flutter application that I developed. So let me show you. This is where what we've been developing so far. This is the mock-up. I mean, I've been showing it to you guys. For those of you who just joined, Toursy is an application that I started doing it as Flutter. So I did it in Flutter, using that framework to develop a mobile application, a native mobile application using Dart, and then it deploys to both iOS and Android. So I developed this application. It's already public in the App Store, and it's also available for Android as well. So if you even come over here, you can look at my portfolio. By the way, I invite you guys to visit it, romanjustcodes.web.app. If you go to my portfolio, this is Toursy. So Toursy is a hand-curated list of touristic attractions from Dominican Republic, and then with this application, you can find what are the hottest spots in Dominican Republic, especially touristic attractions by activity, by a region, and then you also have like a map view and whatnot. So if you visit like the iOS version, for example, again, I invite you to download it. It's completely free. I can actually even open it from the App Store directly. There you go. So, because I'm on my Mac. So here, this is the Toursy application. You know, it has a couple of features. It has like a map view. That's exactly what we're going to be working on today. And we're going to be continuing on what we started last episode 6. So what we're going to be doing today is completing the map view. We're going to be able to tap on one of the pins where each one of those touristic attractions is, and then we will have like a toast message or some sort of like a popover, but it is like slides from the bottom. It's like a little bit of a custom info window for the map, but I custom made it for this particular purpose. So if you take a look at the mockup that I created in Adobe XD, here, this is what we're building today. As you can see, this is the map. You will have the pins. We will develop like this little custom info window at the bottom, this sliding window, whatever you want to call it. And here it will have the information about the current attraction that I just selected. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Let me show you where we left off last episode. I can get rid of this. So this is where we were. This is where we were. Actually, let me just start it all over so you can see how it is. So this is the Toursy web app that I'm migrating. As you see, you have like the top rated, and then you can scroll to the top rated attractions. You can click on the by region. You will get all the best attractions by region, and then you can tap on one of the regions and you drill into that region, and then you see all the attractions. So here, for example, you see specific attractions by region, center of the island. You could do by activity, also like depending on the kind of activity that you want to do, that you're interested in, you can find it. Like, oh, you like hiking, you can actually select that, and then you see like the best hiking spots in Dominican Republic. You can favorite those. So let's say if you select one of these guys and you click it, like you just tap on the little heart at the top right corner, it actually becomes like one of your favorites. You see that it says 1, so it becomes one of your favorites. If you hit this one, you have 2 favorites. If you come over, you have 2 favorites right here. So all of this we completed it in previous episodes. Make sure to take a look at those videos and view those on your own time, and then you can see exactly how we implemented those. So it's a pretty cool implementation. Definitely recommend you guys to watch those videos. So what we're going to be doing today is actually completing the map view. So the map view, right now we're using Google Maps. We're not using any other of the APIs, but just the Google Maps API. In the previous episode, I showed how we show the map very easily for an Angular application with the minimum amount of code, integrating the types Google Maps package. Let me show you here in the package.json. In the dependencies, you see the types Google Maps package that allows you to get a little bit of IntelliSense when you import like the map into your application. You will have to add the Maps Google APIs reference, the JavaScript library, via a script as opposed to being like a uploaded package. And then remember, if you view the video, you will see the previous video. It was just like a simple container that you set, and then the application in the logic right here in the map page knows how to tack on to that container and then render itself as a map. We also showed how we added the custom markers to the map based on all those locations that that we have. Now we're gonna do a tweak where now when you select one of those pins, actually, like I mentioned, I don't get just the ID of that location. I'm actually gonna get that pop over, and then when I click on that, I will be directed to the details page of that attraction. So why don't we start? So that was a lot of talking. Okay, perfect. So the first thing that I'm gonna start with, again, if we look at the design, right here, I haven't shown it completely, but if you see here, I'm gonna have one pin. I already have this, which is the icon map pin SVG. This will represent when a like a normal pin, it represents the location. But this red pin will represent when I clicked on that, and then I know which is the one that is currently selected. So why don't we try that? So one of the first things that I will do is I will export this as an SVG. So I think I have this guy here. I'll probably call it let me just rename that. So this is that one that represents that pin. I can rename it. I love Adobe XD to do this, like these type of things, generating images for my applications. So I definitely recommend using it for your own mockups and whatnot. And then from here, you generate assets to use in your applications. So if I do, then I'll call it like icon map pin selected. Perfect. I'm going to be using this, and then as soon as I click it, I'll swap it for this image. So that's exactly what I will do. In the design, you also notice that here in the little popover that will slide from the bottom, there's like a little icon in here on the right hand side. I want to implement that as well. So this, I think I already have an icon for this, which is this guy. Just keep the same name, call it icon Toursy green. I'll just export this guy also as an SVG. So there you go, SVG icon Toursy green. So I export that. Okay, perfect. So now if I save that and then I come over in my assets, I should be able to have those guys. So let's take a look in the assets, icons. So I have the icon Toursy green. Let me actually add I think I didn't export it correctly. So if I just do this guy, then I do export selected, make sure that I do the icon map pin selected, export it as an SVG. And there we go. So now if I save that and come back over, there's my icon map pin selected. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, okay, let me move this over to the side and then let's start coding. So I already have those guys in there. I've already have those guys added. So in the previous episode, what I was doing, I just wanted to show you real quick how to implement it. So I was using like the get top attractions. The get top attractions only give you like just this list right here, like just a list of probably like 10 attractions. I actually want everybody. I want all the attractions in the Dominican Republic, actually, that I'm exposing via my API, and then all those attractions, I want to pinpoint them, and I want to create a pin for each one of those attractions in the map. So which one will I use as opposed to top attractions? I know I have other collections that are holding to those references to those attractions. Remember, we're using a kind of like a very bare bones, simple state management system implemented via RxJS and using behavior subjects. So if you go to the services and then you go to the proxy service, you see here, for example, let me see. So you see, like, I have all attractions list, attractions by activity, top attractions, favorite attractions. So I've created a method called get all attractions combined, and then that method just like consolidates all the attractions, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this method. I'm gonna grab all the attractions. I'm gonna pinpoint them all in my map after getting them all combined, whether they're by hiking, by this, by that. All those attractions will be combined into a single collection, and that's exactly what I want to query. So if I go to the pages and if I go to the map page right here, so instead of using the top attractions, I'm gonna actually like probably reuse this piece of code right here, right? And then what I'm gonna do is just like or probably even what I could do is like reuse this piece of code like to do something more more reusable. So I'm gonna take this out. I'm going to actually, instead of saying see, like, remember we had this proxy service that get top attractions, we'll actually say this dot proxy service dot get all attractions combined. So after I do like get all attractions combined, what that returns is an array. So after I get the array, now I have to do like a for each on that collection, right? So it's very simple. So all I'm gonna do is just loop through those attractions. I'll just do like a for each, a simple for each. Let me just hide this guy right here for now, and then we just do a for each, and then in that for each, again, I'm gonna pull each one of the attractions in that loop. So I'll just call it attraction, something like that. Okay, so I'll just hold on to that for a second, and then I'll paste that in there. Remember, I just extracted the same piece of code that was there, but now I'll make sure that every attraction, all consolidated attractions are taken into account, not just a little bit. Like here is only like about 10. So after I get all the attractions combined and then I do my for each, I make sure that, again, I see like each marker just from every attraction. I just get the location. I can just inject it into the marker, add the markers, done. That's it. For now, let's just see how it displays. So let me just save it all. I'll do save all. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so it takes a little while to load because remember it's still coming through. And then if I flip back to map view, now you see a lot more pins being displayed. That little bit of a lag between showing it initially and when it waits to come back is, remember, because we're doing it asynchronously and then the map hasn't still received the get all attractions combined. So we're gonna fix that later. For now, we're gonna keep it like this, but at least you see that when I tap, now you'll get like an ID. All those pins represent each one of the attractions that I'm actually pulling from my service. So I like where I am right now. So what are we gonna do now? Something simple. As soon as I click on one of these guys, instead of the alerting on like just showing the ID, what I want to do is actually, if anybody else is selected, I'll unselect it by just swapping the image. Remember, we created like that red pin. So whichever is selected, I'll just clear it, make it back the way that it was, like the regular pin. And the current one that is selected, I will make that the red pin. It's very simple. So all you have to do is just like in the click event right here, all you have to do is just like, you probably have to like loop through all the markers. Right now, I haven't held a reference to my markers. I think this is a good opportunity to do so. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'll just go right up here, and under the map, I'll probably like create an array or collection called like map markers. So I'll call it like map markers. And this will just be like a collection of google.maps.marker. And all I'll do is just, I'll create a collection that when I create them on the fly, like I create them in the loop, out of each attraction, I'll just store it into this array. That's it. Initially, let's just make it empty. And then that's it. Now, what I'll do is after, you see in this loop, like get all attractions combined when I'm doing the for each. So after I create it, see, I create it right here, then I assign its click event. I'll just do like, in this particular case, I'll just do like this dot map markers dot push marker. Very simple. So all I'm doing is just I'm pushing the reference in there, and then that's it. Like I'm holding on to those. Now I should be able to have a reference to all of them after they've been created. And the cool thing about JavaScript and scoping is that in this particular case, inside of the @listener, like I already have like encapsulated like some sort of a reference to that collection of markers that then I'll be able to tap into, clear them all like by just replacing the pin and then just replacing it by the other one. Look, very simple. So this is what I'm gonna do. When someone clicks on a pin, all I'll do is just this dot map markers dot for each. So I do this, I'll just loop through all the markers, and then whoever has like, I'll just make it like any for now. Or actually, I mean, they're all markers, so I can just call them marker, and then that's it. I'm sorry, make it google.maps.marker. So there you go. So I looping through all my markers, and then all I'm gonna say is, okay, so for each one, I'll just reset the icon to the original icon, which is this guy. And then how do you do it? For each one of those markers, I'll just do m.setIcon, and then by saying set icon, I can just paste this guy right here. What I'm doing is, okay, so when you click on one pin, reset everybody, but then set myself to be the red pin. So how do you do that? This is for every marker. So after you do that and you loop through all of them, and then you reset them, all you have to do inside that click event, all you have to do is just say marker, because remember, I'm referring to myself pretty much. I'll just say marker.setIcon. And then here I'll just do this, but instead of setting it to the icon map pin SVG, it's actually then the icon map pin selected, right? Which is the same thing. I loop through all of these, reset everybody, and then I just set myself to be then the red one. And again, if I click again, I loop through all of them, reset them, and then the current one is the one that the one that is being clicked is the one that then gets set to the selected version. So let's save that, and then let's take a look. So I'll just have to flip on and off right here, just to get it to activate, right? To invoke it. And then when I come back over, there you go. Now, if I click on one of those, if I click on one of these like that, boom, there you go, it just turns red. Let me just make sure that I'm not blocking the view. Perfect, there you go. So there you go. So if I click, you see this one turns red, the other one turns back to green, and so on and so forth. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, still the same behavior. If you tap on one of those, it turns red. Perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. But right now, of course, it's not doing anything, but what we actually want to do is have this design, like implement this design that when I tap on one of these guys, I have to fetch that attraction, but I already have that attraction available to me within that loop. As I loop and I create a marker, that marker is associated with the current in the current iteration. When I create that that pin, I already have that attraction as well. I can even also encapsulate it within the click event, so now I also have access to that. And that's the cool thing about like JavaScript closures, and how after one method has finished executing, you still have access to the local variables that were available during that execution. So you should look up like closures and how the function scope, the function scope nature of JavaScript, and that's what gives you those capabilities. So for example, how do you do it? Okay, so pretty much I need to hold on to like the current attraction. I can actually even hold on to that, but I want to do it like a little bit cleaner. So the way that you would do it is like here I will hold on, because anyway it will be only one pin that will be clicked at any given time. So I could do this, like I'd say like map selected, I'll call it like map selected attraction, then make it any for now, because remember I created that model, but I still need to refine that a little bit to make it like a more legit model. So right now let's just call it any. And then all I'm gonna do is after I've clicked on the pin, after I clicked in there, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold on to that reference. So I'll say like right after I do the you know, when I click, right, when I click on one marker.setIcon, then I need to make sure that I say this dot map selected attraction equals, remember, this attraction right here. Remember, I'm in the loop. So when I loop through each one of those and then I click, I hold on to that reference right here, attraction. Boom. And then I'm holding on to that. Now I can use it anywhere, and I know what the current map selected attraction is at any given time. When I click, I know that that is the current one that will be assigned there. And then I get, like I said, that's the power of the closures. So I can also do a little bit of a refactoring on the map, because there's something that I forgot to do also, because remember when I'm clicking and then if I click anywhere outside, this still like remains selected. I kind of don't want that. I want to be able to do this, like this that map that add listener, and then for example if you click on the map, you do, for example, like you create like a callback in here, like, you know, you attach the callback to the add event listener, and all I'm gonna do here is just say this dot, like I can reset all the markers and just like reset it to not being clicked. You can try that. For now I'll just say like map selected attraction I mean, I can say like null or whatever, but do we want that, or do we want to keep the currently selected? For now, let's keep it selected. Let's use this event for maybe later, maybe when to hide maybe the like the little popover, the little sliding window. So let's do hide the sliding window. We'll hold on to this. Let's keep it like that because I think this is a really useful event. So for now, yeah, we definitely want to keep a reference of the currently selected one, even if I click outside on one of those. Only when you click is when it does that swapping of the images, which is okay. So why don't we proceed and then start creating like that little container right here. So again, I can make this into a separate container. For now, I'll just keep it within the map, and then maybe later on I can extract it into its separate component. But it makes sense to create it as a separate component in case I'm gonna use it anywhere else. If I'm only gonna use it in the map, let's just keep it here for now. So there you go. So I actually want to do something. For example, like I definitely want to be able to have a flag that actually shows and hides when I click on that. That's actually what will trigger the showing of this sliding popover, so to speak. I'm gonna create like a little Boolean flag. I'll call it like ShowToast. Like that, I'll call it like a toast notification, like a toast message or whatever. It's gonna be type Boolean, and initially it will be false, of course. And then that's it. So the ShowToast, when I click on one of those maps, on one of those pins, ShowToast will turn to true. And then when I click on the map, I'll say ShowToast equals false. So now I see why I want to do that. So I do this, that, ShowToast equals false. Perfect. ShowToast again will drive the showing of that container. So we'll be there in a second. So again, after not only I select the currently, I have like a current attraction selected, I then at that point when I click on the pin is that I want to display this thing. So I'll do ShowToast equals true. Here is where I actually need it. Perfect. So let's continue saving, and then now let's proceed in creating this design right here. So we want to create like a little bit of a container, like a div that has like a little bit of rounded corners. It will have like the image in there, the one that I've actually selected, a little bit of like a title and a subtitle, and then the icon that I created in there. So why don't we proceed? So very simple. All we're going to do is just create a very simple structure. So right here in the map itself. So what I'm going to do is right under the canvas, I'll just create like a div. Let's just create a div like that. We'll probably call it like let's call it map. Let's call it map toast. Okay. And then for now, I'll just create a couple of containers in there. One to, what is it? So we want to display the image, like the image on the left hand side. So I need like a container like div class map. Let me hide this again. So let's call it map toast image. And then here's where I actually want to display the image in the actual div. The actual div will hold, will serve as the container for the image. The image will place itself as the background image of that container. So like that. And then under next to the image, because I'm gonna set them side by side, I need a container to display that content. So I'll probably have another container here, which I'll call, let's call it map toast content. And then as you saw in the design, I have like two things. I have like a title and a subtitle. So let's do it exactly like that. So I'll do like div, and then I'll call it like I'll call it map toast toast title, and then I need another one for this subtitle. That's okay. And then you see I have my image, I have the content for that popover, for that toast, and then I have another container for like the map toast logo, right? And then in there is where I'm gonna have like an image. So the image source will be just that image that you see right here, which I've already imported, I believe, in here in the assets icons. This guy, the Toursy green, that's the one that we're loading in here. So back over, I'll just have to say like assets image. I'm sorry, it's off of icons, like the icons icon Toursy green.svg, like that. So I just want to display that image. Very simple. That's it. Nothing in here. So now remember, I am holding on to the currently selected attraction. So this map selected attraction holds a reference to that model. So that model, I can actually use it in my here, like in the map, in this little toast message that I'm going to be displaying. So what are the things that I'm going to be showing? So I'm going to be showing the image. So the image, I'm going to be using that syntax that you know. So in that container, I'm going to do like style that background dash image, which I've used a couple of times in the past. And then here just will be like URL. And then here is where we're going to be using like that, the URL to that path. So what is the path of the image? It depends on how it comes in the model. So the model has it actually like it has it like somewhere like this. So it has, I need to make it like as a string. So I have to say like I have to do like map select what did I call the model again? So map selected attraction. Let's just copy this. So the image will be off of map selected attraction .img. I think it's off of the img, I'm pretty sure. So I can do that, and then there you go. That's it. It will show right there as the background of that container, right? That's cool. Now then I need to use that same model and then populate the other two, like the title and the subtitle, which I'll just do the the template binding, which is just saying map selected attraction, that name. This is going to be the name of the title, sorry. So this is just the name of the attraction. It comes through there. And then in this one, I'll use the other property, I believe is called province. So province is the one that holds like which province the attraction is in. Okay, so far this is the container. It's very simple container. Is a div. It will have an image on one side. It will have that. It will have the content. We'll show you a title and a subtitle, and then an icon right there. That's it. For now, I think it will still it won't show because I think we'll probably mess up the container. But we're gonna start adding like some of the pieces in there. Perfect. So let me just save all of this. Actually, do save all. Oh, actually, okay, it's already there. If I come back over, okay, my laptop is dying, so I need to make sure to plug it in. Sorry about that, guys. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. If I do this, let me just make sure to see that the container is at least showing somewhere, maybe behind the map. It's not showing anywhere. Like for example, like if I bring my developer tools and then I try to see like if it is there in the page itself. So I just have to like select the map, in the elements, and then here there's a toast, but it's showing in the back, right? I don't need that. So the way that I want to show it is actually I wanted to show it like up top. So the first thing that I'll do, of course, is say like in this map toast is actually do like position absolute. And then you go like start showing, but that is just the image in there. I need to change a bunch of other things. So you will see it there. And then for example, like the toast, what do I want to do in the toast? First, I'm gonna say like position absolute. I want to say, for example, like background, like it will be white, like that. I want to make sure that I place it like certain amount of pixels off the bottom of the screen. I'll probably say like bottom 20 pixels, something like that. I want to stretch it, so I'll do like instead of like width 100%, I'll do instead like left 20 pixels, right 20 pixels, something like that. That's okay. I definitely want to for example, like that image in there is still bothering me, so I'll probably like change a little bit on that. So in the logo right here, like the image, one of the things I like to do with images is like do like the max width 100%, so they behave a little bit like responsibly. And then to this container itself, instead I'll do like width 40 pixels. So you see it shows a little bit like that, and then a little bit of like padding around it, so I could do like 10 pixel padding. So far it's taking a little bit of shape, but I'm still missing like all my other stuff. Like none of that is showing. But remember, I haven't selected anything yet. So even if I do this and then I flip back over, yeah, okay, it's gone. I'll fix it again. But for example, in this particular case, let me show. I think it should be showing like somewhere in here. So I'm in this is the navigation again, in the page, map page, the toast. Okay, let's do it again. I think I lost it just because I was trying to be clever. So if I do this one, now my MapToast should be able to show. I'll do again, position absolute, there it is. I'll say left 20 pixel, right 20 pixels. I said that background I wanted white. Wow, I'm remembering. Oh, there you go. Look, so I am already consuming the model, the map selected attraction, and then I can start pulling stuff out of there. So that's awesome. So after I do like the background, I will do like the bottom. Let's do like 20 pixels from the bottom, something like that. There you go. And then again, I said that I want to change this logo, and then I do like I'll do like the width of 40 pixels and a padding of 10. Inside the inner image, I want to say max width equals 100%, and you see the parent container is the one then that dictates the width of that guy, like what the like what the width of the image is. I don't set like the hard-coded coordinate hard-coded dimensions to the image. I actually make it so that it behaves responsibly and adapts to the size of the parent container. In this particular case, the MapToast logo, right? So there we go. So what are the other things that we're gonna use? So we're gonna say at the MapToast level, we'll probably want to do sorry. So we'll probably want to do like display flex, because this is still like a little bit screwed up over here. So I'll probably do like display flex. I'll do like align item center, kind of like that. That's okay. I want to do, what do we say we wanted to do in the design? We want to do like these rounded corners. So that's awesome. So what I'll do, so let's go back to the developer tools. I kind of like to do it like in real time as well. So you see the, like here is still showing like that. So at the MapToast level, I'll probably want to do like border radius, and then I do like 30 pixel radius. So you see 30 pixel only the top left and bottom right, because it works like this. This is top left, this is top left, top right, and then this is bottom left, this is bottom right, if I want to do that. But if I do this is kind of like the same way that you do margins and stuff. So you do like you know, top left, bottom right, top left, bottom right, and that's exactly what I wanted to do, kind of like a little bit like that. I also wanted to do like a little bit of a shadow to that thing, so I'll probably do like box shadow. I'll do like the same way that I do like 20 pixel blur radius, and then I usually use like black. So do like black, what is like 0.2, something like that. You see like there's a little bit of a slight shadow going on in there like this. There you go. Awesome. Cool. And then that's it. So now let's continue with the image. I haven't done anything on the image, but at least I know that the image is loading. But what do we need to do on the image? So on the image, we need to do, what is it? Oh, we want to do like background, position, center, background, size, cover. Like we want to do that. And then probably maybe we want to do like because remember, it's gonna adapt to the container that is referencing it. So I'll probably do like a width of 100 pixel. Yeah, let's see if that works. And then if I do height of like 50, no, it's too little. So if I do that, there you go. Awesome, perfect. Okay, it's a little bit, at least it's taking shape. That's pretty cool. But I see that the image is not getting, even though it's inside of that container, the one that is applying the border radius is not getting the border radius. I'm pretty sure, I think there's like an option that does like clipping on the on the children. I think there's like a clip, and then it does like or actually, no, I should do like clip inherit for like from the parent or something like that. I think it does like clip inherit or something. Okay, anyway, what I want to do instead is actually apply it to the image in here, because that's exactly where I want to do it. So I'll probably do like border top, remember the border top, so I'll do border top left radius, and then let's do the same amount, which is 30 pixels. Boom, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So it's like 30 pixels border top left on that image. So now it kind of matches the one in the parent container behind it. So that's exactly what I want to do. What else do we want to do in the content? Yeah, the content is still a little bit weird, so why don't we change that? The content that I want to do, for example, like I wanted to take like the whole middle of that popover or that sliding container. So I actually will do like flex 1, and then let's do like a padding on that. So we'll do like flex 1 and then we'll do like padding 10 pixels. Yeah, something like that. Now inside, we're gonna be doing the styling for like the title. So you see like OnMapToast title. I'll probably use like one of the same colors that I have in there, but I'll probably do like a color, for example, like green. Well, not that green. I want to use like one of the ones that I have, but I want to apply like a little bit of a weight to it, like a little bit bold. So I usually do like 600, something like that. And then in the subtitle, I usually do like gray, and then I'll decrease it a little bit, probably, I don't know, let's use like a font size, let's do like 0.8 em, something like that. Oh, there you go, perfect. I think that looks awesome. So there you go. So like that, very simple. I was able to just create like a little bit of that like popover. But now how do we make it so that it actually slides up and down? Depending on something that you do on Angular. So that Angular not only keeps track of that flag that shows it up and down, but also triggers that CSS transition that I want to apply. And they already gave you the hint. I'm actually going to apply like a transition to that toast. So remember, the transitions in CSS are hardware accelerated. You can actually make them hardware accelerated. They're very smooth, very simple to use. And instead of applying it like with JavaScript, like in code, you can actually do it in CSS, very simple. For example, like one of the simple ones that I will implement is like, it's just like a transition like of on a particular property of that container. The property that will implement that transition or that animation, you pick the property. In this case is the bottom. So I want the bottom position to actually be applied a transition, so that the bottom goes from one point to another, kind of like a keyframe animation a little bit. But this is how you do it. So you type the word transition, you say how many seconds the transition will take. Let's say like 1 second. That's how you do it. You express it like in seconds. You do 1s. Then you say which is the property that you want to alter. In our particular case, bottom. And then now you say what is the easing animation. You have like ease in, ease out, ease in and out. There's a bunch of like those easing animations that makes the like your animation a little bit smoother. So let's do this. So for example, I do like ease in, out. I think that's one of those. And then for example, in the transition, you just apply that. You say transition, the bottom is in and out, and then that's it. So how do you change this? For example, you see the bottom is 20 pixels, but if I change this, because the bottom property is changing, the transition is listening to that. It knows that the bottom property is being affected, and then it implements that transition. For example, what do we want to do with this like popover sliding container? We want it to slide out of view when no one has selected it or when someone clicks on the map. So where do we want it? Probably maybe 100 pixels like below the container. So I could probably do like minus 100 pixel, and then you see it goes out of view. If I just like undo this, okay, that's the bottom 100 pixels, and then if I undo, you see it just goes right back up. If I redo it, it goes back on, because I'm saying the bottom go negative 100 pixels below using the bottom property, and that's why it hides out of view. And you see how simple it was. I can just apply the 20 pixels or reapply the minus 100, and then the animation just shows very smoothly. I'll probably increase the speed in here. I'll do like probably 0.25. Let's try this. So now if I do 20 pixels, there you go. Or I do minus 100 pixels. Now I'll do this, look, undo, redo, undo, redo, there you go, like that, and awesome, that's exactly what I want. But how do we do this so that now Angular is the one that actually takes care of this? Like Angular will actually be responsible for sliding this in and out, as opposed to me, doing it with my keyboard or just like doing it in there. So we'll do that using that property called like ShowToast. And we will add a particular class that will alter that bottom CSS property, and then will trigger that transition based on that property being affected, like from 20 pixels to negative 100 pixels. So what it does is it goes from 20 pixels to minus 100 pixels, and then it performs an animation between that range of pixels that it changed. and it does so in a very easing motion using that transition and the ease in out animation. First of all, before I do anything, I need to copy all these styles into my CSS. So before I loosen, so let me move this over. I'll go right over to my CSS, and then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'll just copy paste exactly what I had here. So I'll do on the developer tool. So I know that I have a MapToast class, as you know, and then for example, like I'll just copy all the styles that I had in there. So this is what I have: display flex, align item center, background, blah blah blah, all that. I also inside of my toast, remember I have a MapToast image, and then sorry. So if you see here, like the MapToast image has like all these styles. So I'll just grab only these guys right here, like that. So you see, like I definitely want to. I don't need that, of course. And then if I paste my guys, so I'll do width 100, height 80, top left radius that, and then I need to override these guys as well. So I'll do like important on this, and then I'll do important on this as well. So that's the MapToast image that I have. I also need like the MapToast content, MapToast content, which internally then I have my MapToast, sorry. I have the title, and then I also have MapToast subtitle. Perfect. Then at the same level of these guys, I have the logo. So the logo is just then this guy, like the MapToast logo. And then internally, remember, we're gonna do the same thing to the image, and we're gonna say max width 100%. Let me copy like all these. Remember, I'm just copying over the things that I did on the fly in here. So I'm copying these guys over. I know I'm gonna bore you to death just by doing these guys. So remembering the logo, I think we had these guys. Let's copy it with the width and that. The title and the subtitle. The only difference that I'm gonna do is instead of this, the title being the like the color green that I had in there, I'm actually gonna say title. I'll actually use one of the colors that I have. Oh, I have to import the colors, so I have to say import, and then I have to go to the assets, one more level, and then assets, styles, colors. There you go, perfect. So now I can go into the MapToast title and then say color, and I'll use, let me see which one is the one that actually works best for this guy. Main green, I think that's a little bit light. I'll actually then do the darker green, and then font weight like I did 600 for that will work. Color gray for the subtitle, and font size of 0.8 EM. Let me see, am I missing anything else? Just viewing my developer tools in here. Oh, the transition, yeah, that's one of the things. Oh, I think I already have that transition in there. That's awesome. And then perfect. So remember, the transition originally will be out of view. It will be at -100, but which is okay. That's fine. But now I want a class that when Angular flips that ShowToast Boolean attribute to that Boolean property to true, now it will flip it. It will now bring the bottom to 20 pixels, meaning show it, bring it into the viewport. So I need a class which I'm gonna call. Let me see. This is the map canvas. That's the toast, and then at the toast level, I'm gonna have like a MapToast show class. And then this class, all this is gonna do is I'm gonna say bottom 20 pixels important, because I'm going to override this original bottom value, which is -100, which shows the container outside of the view. So now what will drive like this container to go up and down? Again, we need to do it using like using a property. Actually, let me bring these guys below like that. So we need to use like an ngClass. So I'll use the ngClass just so that you see what's going to drive this. So if I come over here and I say ngClass, which is again one of those directives, like structural directives, and from Angular that you can tap into. And then here, what this does is based on a particular property or the state of a property, then it shows or hides a class. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show the class MapToast show when ShowToast. When it's true, show it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And then ShowToast, I believe I already created it, and it's already here. You see it's called ShowToast. When ShowToast is true, what it will do is actually it will flip, let me go to that container again. So it will just flip this, actually add this class on and off depending on whether this is true or false. When it's false, it doesn't show it. When it's true, it will. So, okay, so do we want to show this? Oh, by default, it will be false. So that's okay. So let me just save this and let's see where we are. So if I do save all, this is my developer tools on the side in here. That's okay. I'll just keep it somewhere here. I just want to make sure that I'm not hiding anything from you guys. And then I'll flip over the map view. And then when I tap on one of these guys, okay, still not showing. That's totally fine. Let's debug that. And I think I already, I thought I was showing something there. So let me make sure. So when I flip the ShowToast to true, I need to make sure that then this slider comes up. So let's debug it a little bit. So let's see what we did. I mean, you guys already saw like the like this thing was showing in here when I click on one of those things that was showing. So I have the MapToast. That's the MapToast right there. Let's debug it. Sorry about that. So let's do this. And then this is the map page. This is the map page right there. That's the MapToast class right there, right? MapToast image. Oh, I'm sorry. I added to the wrong container. Sorry about that. The MapToast show has to be not on the, where did I put it? Oh, in the image. Sorry about that. This is okay here. It's just that this guy needs to be up here. Sorry. It's just like a little bit of an issue with the order. So now let's do it. Sorry, something is like bothering my nose. There you go. So now if I click it, then I go to map view and then I tap on one of those, boom, there you go. I think we still need to fix a little bit on the flex in here. Probably have to add like the padding. So maybe if I think that was one of the things that I missed. So in the content in here, probably have to add like, oh yeah, of course. I forgot to do the flex one, remember, because it still did it, but I want to do flex one on the content itself, and then I'll just say padding 10 pixels. So now in where it says like the title and the subtitle, I want it to be surrounded by like a 10 pixel thing, 10 pixel space. Let's flip this back and then bring this over. If I tap on one of those, boom, awesome. If I click outside, yes, perfect. So I click outside of the map, nothing happens, but I still see the selected pin, the red one. Then if I select another one, boom, you get the new one. I can flip through these guys and then you will see that it starts changing. So that's the beauty of Angular, knowing of like what is the current like map selected attraction, and then swapping the contents of that popover, whatever you want to call it. I call it like a custom window on like when I implement it on a map. And then this, you see, like you click anywhere else and then you just hide. If you click in there, boom, it shows. You can tap on another one and you see like another attraction currently. If you click on this, nothing will happen, but we'll change it so that when you click on that, it actually goes to the details page. But at least up to this point, we're good with what we're seeing. I like the way that it came out. Very simple. You can implement it in your own maps and stuff like that, and then just make sure that it shows on top of the map, and then it has like that smooth transition. So you didn't have to go crazy like importing any library. It was just like very little code that we had to do to just implement this. So that's awesome. So let's continue. So now what we can do is actually let me see. So now that we have that, now am I all saved up? Perfect. So now what I want to do is actually, yeah, I definitely want to fix that. So why don't we do that? So the way that I want to do that is, for example, the way that I want to fix that so that it loads is actually doing like a little bit of a hack. So initially, remember in the app component itself, we are calling this fetch initial data. So at the app component level is where I'm calling, like, fetching all the data from the web API, from the RESTful API, and then fetching all that information and then show it, which is okay. And then we show like the stuff. But at that point, then I render all the tiles and all the attractions, and then we're good. But when we're in the map, that data hasn't been received yet, and then hence the reason why is the pins don't show right away. They show only when I flip back and forth, and then they are available. So what I definitely want to do in the map component is actually kind of like having like a subscribe to know when all the attractions have been received from the RESTful API, and then once they're ready, once I know that they're on this side, then I proceed to display them. So that's exactly what I want to do. So I'll probably have to create like a remember, like, we're using this GetAllAppData combined, which is okay. We're still gonna be using that, but I really want to do this. Is this.proxy service.getAllAppData. This GetAllAppData method, what it does, if you see here, it returns an observable, and then it does the fork join. Remember, this is the thing that actually notifies whoever subscribes to this that the data already arrives. Remember the fork join, which actually accepts like multiple observables, and then when all the observables complete and they have been fulfilled, like their asynchronous operation has completed, then it notifies fork join, and then fork join, you can subscribe to that, and then it further provide notification to whoever subscribed to it. So what I want to do is actually do that. When I say, okay, let me know when the data has arrived. So I'm interested in knowing about that, like the map I'm saying. So when I do that, I'll do like .subscribe. Okay, perfect. I don't need to consume anything. I just need to be notified when the information just arrives. That's all I want to do. Then here is where I'm actually going to then like process the markers. So, but you see, I already have this information up in here. I don't want to repeat it. What I'll probably do is like extract it into a common method, and I'll probably call it like process markers, right? And then process markers, all it will do is just exactly the same thing. But what I'll do is, you can call initially like this.process marker. So call it initially, right? Perfect. But if you, let's say, if the data has arrived, because this one won't work, because GetAllAppData combined will be empty at that point. Like if I call this will be empty, and then nothing happens. But then I'm listening to this one. Oh, do I have it? Okay, go ahead and then process it. It's not like it's gonna process it twice. It's only gonna process it once, because it's listening to when the data arrives, and then it executes the process markers. This one is just for like if the data has already arrived, and then and then my data is already in memory, and when you flip back and forth, I don't have to call it again. Okay, so maybe one thing that we could do is actually say, for example, if this one is listening and then it doesn't execute it, so that it just doesn't do it twice, I'll probably like do a little bit of guard in here, and then I could do like if this dot like map markers dot length. For example, I could do, I can probably say like, if only when is I'll say like only when the length is equals to 0 is when then I'll actually then process the markers. For example, I can do it like this, and then now I'll say, okay, listen to the data arriving. Okay, but I've already populated it already. Okay, so you don't have to call it again. This is just so that we can tap into the same mechanism that we're using throughout. There you go. Look. I was already in the map page instead of being in the main page, so I'm already in the map view. So if I refresh and I'm in the map view, there you go. Look, perfect, awesome. So they already load initially. Now if I flip back and forth and I do this and then I come back over, there they are. So that's awesome. So I still listen to that data, but I'm like, hey, do I have the data? Just bring it to me. Or no, the data has arrived. Just it will be processed already in this process markers. So I like that change. It's simple, and then see like everything continues working the same way. Awesome. So now what's the next thing? I think we're almost coming to the hour. But at least what I wanted to finalize with you guys is like, when I click on one of the pins and then I click on one of the, on that, I actually want to go to the details page. Remember that we do have the information about like we do have the information about the like the attraction in here. Like the attraction has an ID, so I'll probably have to pass it over the route. If I navigate to the details page of that particular attraction, I want to go to the details page, and then in the route, I'll pass that ID. So it behaves exactly the same way as if I had clicked on one of the tiles. If I click on one of these tiles, you see the details page of that corresponding attraction. If I click on this guy, that's the details page. So that's exactly the same way that I want to do here. When I click on one of these pins and I see like Cayo Arena, whatever, if I click on one of these guys, I want to go to the details page. Perfect. How do you do that? Very simple. So let's add, for example, like a clicking event to that toast notification, to that popover. Let me close everybody, and then I'll go back over, and then here, for example, like in the whole map toast, I'll probably just do like a click event, and then I'll probably call it like OnMapToast click, and then OnMapToast click will just be an event that when I click on that, it will just redirect to the details page. It will go to the details page of this corresponding. It won't just go to the details page. It will go to the details page, passing some contextual information that I'll use in the details page to then fetch the corresponding attraction, as opposed to passing maybe a heavy object. I'll just pass like the ID, something like that. So let me just copy paste this guy. I'll go to the map page component, like the logic in there, and then all I'll do here is like I'll probably just do it here underneath the process markers. I'll just paste it right over, and then I'll do like this dot router. Actually need the router in order to perform that navigation, so I'll probably do like private router. Again, you inject the router service so that you can perform navigation within your Angular app. And then I'll do this dot router that navigate, and then the navigate will go to the details page. I'll go to the details page. Perfect. And then what do I need to pass in the route? The attraction ID. I already know which attraction I'm currently selecting by using what? The this dot map selected attraction. So that map selected attraction has a reference to that attraction being selected, currently selected, and then all I have to do is just fetch the ID off of it. Let me just, so you can see it better. So you see the OnMapToast click, when you click on the map toast, on that toast little popover, then I would just go to the details, passing the ID. Awesome. So if I save all of this, you see how simple that was? I'm already tapping into existing functionality that I've already implemented. All I have to do is just tap into that. So now if I save again, and then now I click, okay, well, reload, you know, I can zoom in, zoom out, whatever. I can tap on one of these. You'll see that one. But then if I click now, boom, you get to that one. If you click on the back button, which all it does is just history.back, it just takes you right back to the map. Awesome. And there you go. Look, I can click on any one of these and I tap. It goes to the details page, passes the contextual information, you see, passes the ID, and then remember in a previous episode, I actually implemented, sorry, showing the details page by passing that ID of that attraction, and then that details page takes care of fetching that exact attraction. That way it's encapsulated. You see, I was able to just very easily integrate this piece, and then by that, now I just tap into the same existing framework that we've been establishing to show like a details for the detailed information of one of those attractions that you select, and it's pretty cool. That's it. I think the only thing that I want to do here is like now that I noticed like we're subscribing to this, but we're not cleaning up appropriately, I'll create like a little bit of a subscription, like a reference to hold on to that subscription, so I can clean up better afterwards. So I'll probably call it like AppAllData sub. Like, I'm really bad at naming, sorry about that, guys. So then I'll just make it a subscription. So now the AppAllData sub, when I subscribe to that GetAllAppData, all I have to say is just here, I'll just say this dot AppAllData sub. So I hold on to that reference, and all I have to do here is, of course, implement the onDestroy. And if you've heard me mention it before in previous episodes, like it's good to do your cleanup in the onDestroy. ng on destroy like this. Sorry. So if you do the ng on destroy, and then it returns a void, and then that's it. I don't need this one anymore. And then it's good to clean up like after resources to avoid memory leaks. Make sure that you clean up after yourself. Any collections, any unused references, any unused subscriptions, is good to clean them up in there. Perfect. So now all I have to do is just here's this dot app all data sub dot unsubscribe. As simple as that. Now I'm really satisfied with what we've done. So that's pretty cool. Now I don't have to be like, oh, worrying that there's a memory leak. What happened in there. It's so crazy. That's all. Okay, so for now we're good. I'll save all. Let's make sure that we're still up and running. I'll take a look at the details page one more time, because I think we may be missing something. So now if I click on here and then I do Gallo Arena, if I select one of these, perfect, awesome. If I click on one of these guys, like so see, I have my favorites, and then if I go back home, like to main, and then let's say Las Terrenas, I select this guy, I favorite it, you see it says my favorites one, awesome. Now if I go to the map view and then I click on this guy, on one of these pins, and then I do this guy, and then if I click on that, see, I've already favorited, but then when I come over here, I still have one from this, and it did not persist the other one. So that's one of the things that I wanted to do. So you could actually do it from the tile and do the favorite. See, you can even remove it from here. See, like it came out over there. So it behaves a little bit weird. So we need to fix that piece because it didn't show it appropriately. And I think I know what the problem is. So let me fix that piece right now. So the details page, actually, it is using the existing reference that it fetches based on the ID that you pass over the route. So over the route, we pass the ID. The details page just uses this, the proxy service get attraction by ID. That's it. But all we're doing here then in the details page, let me close all of them again. And here, I know in the HTML, I'm pretty sure we're just flipping the, there you go. We're just flipping the value. So I don't want to do this anymore. What I actually want to do is actually create a click event that actually says like, or we'll probably call it like, on attraction clicked, or like on attraction, no, favorited. Is that a word? Anyway, so I'll do like on attraction favorited. I'll just copy that method and then I'll just bring it over to the details. So instead of flipping that, which is valid, you can actually flip that property and it will affect that reference like that, because we do have that collection with all the attractions. If you pass an object reference, it will still affect that reference wherever is contained. Like even if it's in an array and you pass one reference of one of the objects, one of these objects in the array, and then you affect the reference, it will affect that same one. It's just a pointer pretty much. So instead of that, in the details page, I'll just create that method. I'll paste it down here. And then instead, I'll do exactly the same thing that we're doing in the tile, because I want it to persist the same way. So in the Toursy tile, you see that we have like this guy here called like mark attraction as selected. So that's exactly what I want to do over there. I want it to be handled by the service itself. Like here, I just flip it like locally, but then I want the service to actually handle that flipping. Why don't we do that? So actually, let's do it like this. So I want to do it in a way so that so yeah, not the Toursy tile, but the details page. Let me hide this guy. So right here, I'll just space that, and then all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna use the current attraction that I'm currently using. So it's this dot current attraction dot ID. So I'm passing this method. I'm gonna show you in a minute. We pass the ID of the attraction so that it gets marked as selected in the service, and then here I'll just pass whether it's selected or not. Whatever the previous value was, what I want it to be after I click, what I want it to be after I click. So look, I'll just do this dot current attraction dot is selected. Why? Because I want to say if it's true, make it false. Why? Check this out. In this method, that's exactly what happens. We find the particular attraction. We mark it as selected by passing a Boolean. We look it up by ID. Then once we found it, we mark it as selected. And then what do? Call get favorites. That's exactly why I said I wanted to leverage that, because it once it does that, then the favorite collection, like we have like another behavior subject that the favorites page is actually listening to and it feeds off of. So that's why I wanted to tap into that same API, the same set of methods and functionality that we are encapsulating in the service. So again, because you need to think about code reusage and code maintainability. This particular case, I did very little bit of coding to actually implement what I did. Now let me show you. If I go back to the details page and I just keep it like this and I save all, and then now, yeah, in the favorites, I think I'll probably, there's nothing in there, of course. If I go back to the main, there it is. If I say Las Terrenas, I select one, there's one, and there it is. Now, if I go back to main and I click on the map view, and then I'll do it from the details page instead. I'll just click on one of these guys out here. Let's go to Punta Cana. This is an amazing spot, by the way. And then if you click on that popover, that sliding popover, so when you click and then you're here, you look at this. Oh, look, I like it. I want it to be one of my favorites. So from here, you should be able to just tap it. And then when you come to the favorites, boom, there it is. If I select on my favorites, there it is. So you see, like you need to think of, you have to think about refactoring along the way and making things better for you and making better for the application. So you create like a very cool user experience. And see, very simple. I was able to now integrate fix that bug in the details page, integrate the map, adding all the pins of all the attractions in the Dominican Republic, the ones that I'm feeding off, that I'm receiving from my RESTful API. And I'm able to tap into one of those pins, mark it as selected. You see, denoted by the red pin. I can zoom in, zoom out on my map. I can click on another one, and then you see it flips over here. If I click outside of the map, it just lights out. Click on another one, there it is. I can zoom in again to actually, tap into one of these guys. And then I can just, have fun just going over like all of these. And then you see, very cool. It just flips up, and then it shows me that. Let's take a look at this one. I want to make this my favorite one. I just favorite it, come back here, look where it says my favorites. Now I have 3. If I go to that page, there it is. Awesome. Very cool. We can even implement it doing it from the apples. Like you can favorite it from there too. We could try that. But for now, let's leave it like that. I think we've come already to the hour. I definitely love how much we've accomplished in this episode. Season 1, Episode 7. I liked how we integrated the maps, how we consolidated and tapped into the existing functionality that we've been building to bring into fruition, like the selecting of a map, creating this neat sliding popover on top of the map that actually is kind of like a little bit of a toast notification, a toast message, but it's kind of like a popover as well. So you see, clicking outside, it does that with very minimal amount of code. We were able to integrate that, and you see that I can click on other attractions, and then it flips, and then it shows me the correct one. When you click on that popover, then you get to the details page of that. You can just go back, and then you get right back where you were. Of course, everything gets reset. That's something maybe you could think of, like maybe we can implement, like actually hold on to that, persisting the globally, like that selected attraction, so when you come back it's still there. So that's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. I definitely loved again what we did. I hope you actually came from the previous video where you saw, and from the previous videos with throughout this series where we've gotten this far as implementing, like developing this Angular PWA out of this native application that I built initially in Flutter, and now I'm porting it over to Angular using PWA techniques and using the latest and greatest on Angular 11. You see, like not even using like that many libraries, creating the components ourselves, using HTML5 and CSS, the latest techniques and cool tricks for you to make your applications a lot more robust, You know, you don't have to bring a lot of libraries in it, but of course, nothing against that, but you learn to create these components yourself. You can even make them reusable for yourself, for your application, make your application lightweight, it performs better, it gives a very user experience. So I definitely liked what we have so far. So again, just as a reminder, please visit me at romanjustcodes. romanjustcodes.web.app, that's my personal portfolio and personal web page. Here you get to know, for example, when I have the next streaming. You can subscribe to my Twitch channel or my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to those so that then you know when the next streaming will be, when I will drop the next video, and then I will bring a lot more knowledge about like Angular, Angular 11, Firebase, cloud computing in general, architecting applications. That's something that I'm going to be touching in the future, and a bunch of like cool things that I'm really passionate about and I want to share with you. Make sure that, you know, take a look at the blogs. I write a lot in Medium, so please, you can also follow me on Medium. Take a look at some of the posts that I have in there around Angular, Flutter, Dialogflow, a bunch of cool things. You can take a look at my portfolio, look at my apps, a bunch of like mobile apps that I developed, a bunch of web apps. Hey, shop some of the merchandise. Look at this. I've been like showcasing some of the myself, some of the swag that I've even purchased from my store, so you can visit there and get some of the cool swag that I have. Of course, yeah, I've been sipping out of this tumbler. Pretty cool. It has like my logo in it. This is one of the things that you can get actually here in the store. So make sure to shop, and that's also a way to support me. Please follow me on Twitter. The handle is @DRCoders, so you can follow me on Twitter. There I'll also again drop knowledge on stuff about Angular. I'm definitely following the industry, and then you will get to know a thing or two about the industry, or again something that's on my mind that I want to share with you guys. That's awesome. Again, follow take a look at the previous videos on the YouTube channel that I have. Also take a look at the Twitch, like these streams. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in for this stream. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you actually loved what we did. I'm pretty stoked about the things that are coming up this new year. I'm gonna be bringing a lot more knowledge, so please stay tuned for those. Thank you for tuning in again. This is Roman Just Codes, live coding after hours. I'm Roman. Pleasure to have you in here, and I hope that you learned a lot and have accompanied me in this journey in learning Angular PWAs, Firebase, HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS, and just having fun along the way. Again, thank you so much. See you on the next one. I'll be here waiting for you guys. So again, make sure to check out all the videos. See you on the next one.